Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. It's Hanora Sims here if you're new, and today we have another speed build. So originally I had planned to upload the speed build of my Sparked Challenge entry, but Nifty Knitting came out and oh my god, I love the items that came with this pack, and I was just so inspired to do a build using this pack. So I've ended up with this. It is a small cottage. It's actually a small home if you have tiny living. It qualifies as a small home. It's 100 tiles. And so this pack uses base game, Nifty Knitting and tiny living. So I tried to limit it as much as possible. I did find that Nifty Knitting and tiny living go hand in hand with each other. They work very well together. So I mainly have used this kind of pink and blue color scheme. You'll see with Nifty Knitting a lot of the items kind of have this aesthetic going with them. I know I've seen a lot of people say the items from Nifty Knitting are very parenthood-like, that they don't really go with anything, and I suppose it is kind of true. It's a very distinct sort of style that they've gone with, and it's not really to everyone's taste, but I do like it. I think they're really cute items, but again, it is very clearly a specific style and it probably won't suit everyone. You know, a knitting pack, I suppose you would expect a more granny style, but this is the style that we voted for, and yeah, I do really like it. It's very cute. It is quite modern for a pack that I suppose is an activity related to elders, but all in all, I do like the stuff that comes with it. I haven't played around with the gameplay too much. I was messing about with it with my off-screen family that I've been playing, but to be honest, once I started looking through the build by catalogue, I just had to start building a house with this. It needed to be done. So as you can see, the pink theme is very strong. It's very cutesy. I put the pink flowers. You'll see I have pink on the inside. I do bring in the blue just to kind of coordinate it, but that is mainly what I've stuck with. And yeah, I'm trying to use as much of the new items as I can. I have been using that mailbox there, which is very nice. And yeah, I'm struggling here because I was convinced that the little ivy things you can get, that was part of base game, but it's not. It actually comes, one of them comes with vampires and one of them comes with get together, I believe. Now, I have, in hindsight, realised that I think there's something I could have used in debug, which I didn't even think to look in, but I could have used the debug ones. I just wanted something up against that wall, but I ended up leaving it. I just thought the ivy growing up it would be nice because I put the little planter pots there. But anyway, if you were to download this, you could add that in yourself, or if you have get together for vampires, you could add the ones that come with that. So I may not ramble on for this whole video. As you may be able to hear, I have a bit of a head cold, so my voice sounds a little bit funny. And that is why there's no face cam today. Nobody needs to see that. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I just did the exterior first. Wanted to kind of get a feel of the place. Sometimes I don't always do the exterior first. Sometimes I will do a little bit and then I'll do the inside and then I'll come back to the exterior. But since it was a small house and a small exterior, I said, you know what, I'll get it out of the way. And yeah, as you can see, I'm keeping that sort of pink and blue. I know those chairs are sort of greeny blue, but still keeping that theme throughout. I don't usually use these kind of colours too much in my builds, so it was a bit of fun to do. This lot is actually funny enough where the Rindle Rose lot is, that pink house in Willow Creek, so I think it was fitting that was the type of lot that I built here. So I'm just starting the interior and I was putting very plain, I usually put white walls first, just to have something that I'm not looking at the plaster, and then I go back and change it. I think most people, when they're building, they do that. And it took me a little while to fiddle about with this kitchen. I was going a little bit bigger at first, and then I toned it down a little bit. But I did like using these countertops. I've actually never used them in that swatch before, so it was a bit of fun. And yeah, I think I was gonna do an island coming out, and then I just thought it was too big for the space, because this is actually a kitchen and living area. So you'll see me kind of experimenting with this a little bit. I tried a few different ones before I could really finish with what I wanted, and I spent ages looking for the table that comes with the tiny living pack, because it's not listed as a dining table for whatever reason. It's technically bar height, so you have to use bar stools with it, and it doesn't come under dining, even though I think the name of it is orbital dining or something like that. But yeah, so I had to search, and then I think I ended up filtering for tiny living as well. And I kind of had a bit of a silly moment, because I was originally going to try and furnish this just Nifty knitting base game. And then I was like, well, I've made it a tiny home residential, so I may as well use the tiny living pack to furnish it, because if you're going to have it as a tiny home, you probably have a tiny living. So that really expanded what I could do with the build. I have to say, I really like the tiny living stuff pack, especially for the bonuses you get with a tiny home, or well, this is a small home. It makes a starter home a lot better. Now, I say starter home, I am not 100% sure what the final price of this house is, but it's definitely not starter home. I'm really bad at building budget houses. I'll definitely have to challenge myself to this at some point, but I remember looking at it and the lot value was already nearly 20,000 before I had even started the interior, so yeah, I'm not exactly good at budget building. Because it's The Sims, I'm like, I'm not on a budget, I just want to build something I really like. But yeah, maybe I'll challenge myself to that in the future. Do a little budget starter home build. I mean, for my save file, I do obviously want to build a few starters that can be used if you are playing a household with the starting funds. I might just edit the ones that are already built, renovate them, but I might try and build a few of my own. I do think it's fun to use the tiny living pack, because obviously you get reduced bills, and then if you have an eco lifestyle on top of that and you save up to buy the wind turbines and the solar panels, then you can really give your Sims a great start if you're trying to play on a budget and building your way up. The recent packs that have come out have really helped with that, so it's a bit of fun. But anyway, here I am trying to find curtains to fit in this kitchen. It was a bit of a struggle. I tried a few different things. I eventually settled with those little curtains. They wouldn't be my favourite, and they're a little bit of an older style than what I was kind of going in here. It's a bit of a mixed match of modern and then also this older style. But unfortunately, with the pack limitations, this was kind of what I ended up with. Then I started doing this thing with the kitchen with the spandrels, and I'm not sure why exactly. I've had this happen to me with roofing before, but with one of the recent patches it actually fixed the issue. You'll see there that the tiles at the back of the kitchen have gone very dark, and I'm not really sure why that happens, but it happened as soon as I put the spandrels on. Let me know in the comments if you know why that is. It used to happen to me with roofs, that the roof trim would just show up black no matter what colour I put it on, like it was a weird shadow effect. And I did look it up, and a few other people had the issue. but I didn't find any resolution for it, and then in one of the recent patches it was fixed, so I'm not really sure what was going on there, but we've put a few wall lights in the end on the final version of this. It's up in the gallery along those tiles that kind of makes it look a little bit better, but it's still a little bit darker than it should be, and yeah, I'm really not sure why. But yeah, let me know if you know. And then here you can see I'm using a lot of those pictures that came with Tiny Living. I really, really like them, especially those cupcake ones. I think they're really cute. Yeah, the cutesy theme in this house is very strong. We have a lot of plants. These hanging plants are the best thing that has come with any pack, hands down. Okay, well maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but they really are cool. I have used a lot of them in this build. I'd say every simmer out there is just obsessed with those hanging plants. Well, maybe not everyone, but I definitely am. And again, at this point I was starting to think, am I going a little bit overboard with the pink and blue theme as I started to do this bathroom? But, you know, go hard or go home. I mean, it is what it is. It is very pink, and as I've said, pink wouldn't really be a colour that I'm a huge fan of, but that was what kind of made this fun. I was just inspired by the crafting items that came in this pack, and you'll really see them come through in the last room that I do, which is the craft room, sort of office / craft room. They are just, I don't know, I love them. They do kind of match in with that Parenthood style where they're a little bit strange almost. They're not exactly great for matching with the base game and that, but I don't know, I like them. I guess they're not for everybody, but they're cute. So here we are starting this craft room, and just look at this. I really do love it, and I had to use both desks because I love them both. And there's some really cool things you can do with these desks. There's another piece that you can connect to that smaller one that doesn't have the back, and they connect without having to use Alt or move objects or anything, and then you can separate them. It's pretty cool. But I just had to put both of them in. I thought in my head this desk, the long tall one, was where you might sit and craft or draw up ideas, and then this is your computer, you'll check for Plopsy, see how your thing's selling. Although I did find in gameplay Sims can't knit at a slotted chair, so they won't actually be able to sit at a desk and knit, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm not really sure why that is, but yeah, because my Sim was knitting and she was sitting at the kitchen table and I clicked knit and it said, sorry, Sims can't knit, it is slotted chair space. But I've put a rocking chair in here anyway, so it is fine. They can knit in their rocking chair. And wouldn't you rather knit in a rocking chair anyway? I have to say I love those little, what would you call them, embroidered items for the wall there. I think they're really cute. There's some really nice designs on them, and they could definitely be used outside of this pack. I'd say they would fit in quite nicely, and what I actually like about them is to look at, they kind of fit into a modern style build because they're very, I don't know, trendy, but because of the style of them, they're embroidered. I feel like you could very easily fit them in if you were building a more elderly inspired type cottage or something like that. So they're a little bit versatile in that sense. And here I am just trying to fill up these shelves. I really like these shelves that came with the pack. Now, if I had more than just base game and the 2 stuff packs, I would have put so much clutter on these shelves, but I was a little bit limited. Very tempted to use all that custom content that I have listed. I have a lot of clutter pieces that come with custom content, but I think I did a good job considering. As I said, I'm very new to building with limited packs, So it'll take time to get used to it, but I really had fun doing this build. This is the first time I've actually used that corkboard with the postcards. It's actually a really nice item. It sort of adds a nice element, especially in this build, as her little office. I'm saying her, any sim can live here. I had a sim in mind that I was going to move in here, that I was going to use to play out some of the knitting gameplay and really learn more about it. And yeah, I'm just going in with some finishing touches. I'm changing all the lights. I just went with that cloud light in this office. I thought it was kind of cutesy as well. And here I am again with the fairy lights. I think these could be my favourite thing. I might be a little bit obsessed. Also, technically, that adds another pack, but it's free, the holiday stuff pack. So, you know, that's okay. Forgive me for that one. And yeah, I think we're nearly coming to the end of this build. I'm just sort of adding a few finishing touches, moving about the windows, getting the curtains right. I have to say I really, really like how that craft room turned out. It's a nice aesthetic. Oh, this is something I do all the time because we can't put fences all the way to the border of the lot. I use those hedges. Anyway, I'm setting the lot traits, and yeah, here are the screenshots coming up now in a minute. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this build. It is up on the gallery under the username Nady134. I'll have that in the description below. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, tell me what you think about it, and any suggestions or feedback. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to build up this little family we've got going on. And I should have the next part of my Rags to Riches self-made sim gameplay up later this week. And I will try and get that speed build for my Spark challenge up as well. So that's it, guys. Have a great day, night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!